So I'm currently here in my hotel room and I'm about to go to the theatre where some of the people that know David best are currently working, and we're going to find out exactly what makes David Zachary so special to them. On the 16th of December 2002, some 24 years ago, a baby boy was born. He entered the world with a full, thick head of hair, singing show tune. The nurses called him the stagiest baby that there ever was. In this episode, I go undercover to find out on his birthday exactly what makes David Zachary so special. Firstly, we caught up with Chris Clarkson. Chris plays the Duke in the pantomime, the Jack and the Beanstalk, along with David Zachary, who plays the Giant. Chris, tell us about the first time you met David.
It was pretty magical, if I'm honest. The energy and the aura that he brings to any room that he's in is it's special. It's very, very special. It's something that will stay with me for many years. I mean, this show has been good fun, but meeting David Zachary it was unreal. And
would you say David was stagey?
I don't know if he's stagey or stuff. I think it's in his blood. I think that's what it is. It's him. It's his DNA. It's his building blocks. Everything about him oozes theatricality. So just to boil that down to mere stagey would be an insult.
And if you had to leave one message for David, what would you say?
My message would probably be, happy birthday, David. We're getting your birthday stuff ready. Everyone has just been so active in trying to get you sorted because everyone wants to help you celebrate. We love you, big man.
Thank you, Chris. We were very lucky to catch Louise Ollie as she left her dressing room to go on stage. Oh, Louise, sorry to distract you.
Sorry, I haven't got any time to talk.
Just a quick thing. Would you mind just saying something for David Zachary? It's his birthday, obviously. He's a very respected actor. We'd like to know what you'd like to say. Zachary, he's playing the Giant. You might not notice, you don't see his face.
Oh gosh, Hairy Dave.
Yes, that's the one, yeah.
Great, yeah. Happy birthday, little bruv. Hope you have a wicked day. I've got to go see you.
Okay, thank you, Louise. Thank you. Oliver Maudsley, who plays Jack in Jack and the Beanstalk.
Hi.
Lovely to meet you, Oliver.
Lovely to meet you
Thank
too.
you for taking the time to talk to us.
No worries.
Tell us, Oliver, what you do in the panto.
I play Jack, who is the young hero.
And how do you feel David enhances your performance?
Well, I think what David brings to the role is just sheer professionalism, both on stage and particularly in his role as ASM. I find as though the joy he brings, especially to his ASM duties, is really inspiring, and you know, it gets me right there.
And if you had to give one message to David today of all days on his birthday, what would you say?
I suppose it would probably be happy birthday.
Thanks, Oliver. I appreciate you taking the time.
No
Thank
worries.
you. We're lucky enough to catch up with Vicky, the musical director of Jack and the Beanstalk. And Vicky, I guess if we had to ask you one question, it would be, what do you feel David contributed musically to the performance?
I would say it was mainly his offbeat hi-hat playing in the song sheet was definitely the most valuable thing.
And would you say it was the best you've ever heard?
I would say it was the most contemporary and interpretistic version.
And if you had to give him a message, what would it be?
Never play hi-hat again.
Thank you very much, Vicky.
Also, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Next, we caught up with expert follow spot operator, Dorian. Dorian, tell us, you came all the way from France this Christmas. Why was that?
Well, I knew it was David's birthday, so I had to come, you know.
So you came all the way here from France just to work with David on his birthday?
Of course, yeah.
That really is kind. That's how much he means to the people of France?
Yeah.
And especially yourself?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for taking the time, Dorian. Thank you. Thank you. During our filming, we managed to catch up with some of the juvenile cast. We asked them the simple question. Girls, having now met David Zachary, what would you all like to be when you grow up?
An ASM!
An ASM, wonderful. And if you could give David one message, what would it be?
Happy birthday, David!
Hey, thank you very much, ladies.
I mean, I did tell them a million times. Oh, bless them.
No traditional pantomime is complete without the essential character of the Dame. On this occasion played by the wonderful actor, Jim Parks. Jim, you've been noted in the press as saying that without David Zachary, the production would merely fall apart. What did you mean when you said that?
Well, really, I think it's not just our on-stage relationship that excels, but it's the artistic gravitas that David Zachary offers during a certain scene noted as the slosh scene. It's a famous pantomime structure. However, in our particular slosh scene, David Zachary excels. I mean, it's our on-stage rapport, not only when he covers me in flower, but also the wonderful sort of duologue that we have when he plays mice, or plays mouse to my Tina Trumpington.
And just to clarify, do we ever actually see David on stage during that scene?
No, never. David does not show his face.
He's a puppet.
He is a puppet. He is a puppet man.
He's part of the mechanics.
He is indeed. He's the cog that keeps on running throughout the pantomime and also the production of Jack and the Beanstalk, without which
ladies and gentlemen, just for your information, tonight's Christmas party will start at 7:30.
And
Christmas party will start at 7:30.
private calls just for the Dame there to let you know what's going on, of course, from the DSM.
Thank you.
And despite this notable absence of personality on stage, you really do feel that David is the essential cog in the wheel, as you're saying.
Without a shadow. I mean, David Zachary is quite the actor. I mean, this man will not show his face for anyone. He will always provide a mask, and behind that mask lies the talent that is David Zachary.
And if you had to give David one message today, the 16th of December 2015, what would that be?
It would be happy birthday.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks very much for taking the time. We know you're busy.
A true pleasure.
We'll let you get on with putting your makeup on.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, James. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Leonie Spilsbury, you play the giant's wife.
I do.
Long-suffering wife, Dottie. How have you found working opposite David as your on-stage husband?
Oh gosh, David, he's a dream. We worked together in Jack and the Beanstalk 2015, and it was an absolute hoot. I mean, he was utterly ridiculous from start to finish. Very arousing in many scenes.
And do you find that he is one of the most intense actors you've ever had the pleasure of working with?
Oh, yes.
Many people say he's very intense, very brooding, very serious. You can't look him in the eye when you're off stage, is that true?
No, not at all, but I can run my fingers slowly through his chest hair.
Lovely. And is there a message you'd like to give David on his birthday today?
Happy birthday, sweetheart, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much, Leonie. We know you're busy. Thank you. Thank you. Jake, the sound operator here on the production. Jake, do you feel you've got a lot to learn from David?
I wouldn't go that far. There's a lot to learn. I'd say you could learn a lot from me. The main thing you could learn from David is his women to pull birds.
And if you had to give David one message, what would it be?
Happy birthday, mate.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks
Love
for taking
you.
the time.
Love you.
No. Nancy, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Obviously, it's a very special day. David's a very special young man, very much well liked by everyone in the company. What would you like to say about David, about your experience of working with him?
I would just like to say, David, it's been wonderful working with you. You're absolutely a fantastic ASM, and I really enjoy working with you, and I can't wait to work with you again in the future, hopefully. And happy birthday. It's a real delight to know you.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Thank you. Shortly after speaking to Nancy, I was asked by one of the stage crew if I would return to her dressing room as she had something important she'd like to say to me.
Hi, sorry, can I have a word with you?
Yeah, sure.
Nancy just wants to have a quick word with you. Happy birthday, David!
Okay, thank you.
Alan, I'm not being funny, okay, but please don't come into my dressing room and ask me to do stupid videos of people I really dislike. David is the worst ASM I've ever worked with. He can't do anything right, and it's driving me insane. So don't try and make me be fake on camera, because I just can't handle it, okay? It's really unfair that you made me do that. So if you could just, like, leave me alone for the rest of the afternoon, I'd really appreciate it.
Cameras are obviously banned backstage during a performance, but even more so whenever David Zachary is on stage as his character, the Giant. Luckily, we found a way of filming him backstage on a monitor. Well, there we have it. An in-depth look at the inside of David Zachary's life within the theatre, a life which no doubt in the future will be well documented in memoriam sections at various awards. I think what we've learned today is that David is very well respected, well loved, and probably one of the most important actors of his generation. David, happy birthday, mate. It's been a pleasure to know you, to work with you. I can't wait for the future.
And today not drink too much because I'll be driving early tomorrow. And then just you end up not really doing anything, just ticking a load of boxes.